Okay.
You probably might have heard of it. Uh, Basically, the Pokemon girl thing, the Pokimane. She was like, people who do the subscriber goals and stuff once they're at like a set point of subscribers on Twitch, say like 50,000. She doesn't like the idea that they continue to do it after that point because her like idea is that you're already making a lot of money and you just like pushing for more money is a not so good thing and you shouldn't do that because people are paying you out of their pockets to watch you.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, what if you do like something like a subathon?
Man, she's not talking about that. She's talking about like a sub, like, like usually people have like a sub goal, like, hey, what if we reach this amount of subs?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have much
Once
opinions.
you reach like 50,000 or something, at that point you should just stop doing that.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I don't really have an opinion because most of the people I have either just like say thank you or encourage people to not spend money.
yeah. The thing I have about like sub goals and things is that like if you have like a subscriber count and stuff with like a set number, like consciously or unconsciously, that encourages people to sub to you to help you reach that goal.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I agree that after a certain point, it just doesn't make sense to keep doing that.
Yeah.
Like, if people want to subscribe, they'll still subscribe to you with 50,000 subscribers or freaking one subscriber.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's just.
No, I don't think it's inherently bad either. Just at some point, it makes sense to stop doing that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how once a creator gets so big, they stop celebrating like 100 subscriber goals and instead move up to thousands and then 10,000 and then a million and then 5 million and then 10 million and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have no idea. I celebrate every single one I get, no matter how big I'll get. 50,000 subscriber special right after my 49,999.
It's like, thank you for the 50,996,129 subscriber. Let's celebrate this victory.
Yeah, woo! And then I'd have like a dancing cat in a party hat, and like confetti, and it'd play like music or something.
Yeah, we should do a 6 subscriber special.
Yo,
Isn't it like a little late for that?
maybe a
Like, we
little.
got a subscriber a while ago.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
What?
Never mind, I'm an idiot.
What? Can you still say the question so we can point and laugh at you?
Yeah.
No.
Michael, I'm bored. I need to point and laugh at someone.
It's too late.
No!
Say what you gotta say, man.
Just say it.
No.
Yes.
Why not? Michael, say it.
No.
Michael, this is a podcast. You say shit. We don't just sit here in silence.
No.
That was last podcast. That joke is over now. Michael, I'll let you know. Actually, I do have something to talk about. So, in February, how you said that like you may not be able to do this anymore, right? And that you encouraged
Yeah.
us to continue on without you.
Yeah.
Well, the last like 30 minutes of the podcast of last week's there is our proof of why we shouldn't do it, because it was the most boring shit ever. Like, we wouldn't be able to do anything, and it's boring.
Michael, say your gosh darn question.
Say it!
So, I was about to ask, like, wait, why are we doing a podcast? We already did one for this week, but then I realized that was last week's.
Oh my gosh. I'm pointing and laughing at you.
Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Now you feel stupid. Don't you?
You feel stupid, Michael?
You feel stupid?
No,
Damn it!
no.
I'm retiring my job. Dude, I freaking love those memes of like, you know, like there's like this guy who's like confused at this like thing, and then Drake shows up and like clicks one time, and the guy's like all surprised, like, oh my god, like, geez, that's all you had to do? Like, wow, thank you. I freaking love those memes. Because there's like one I saw of like me showing the cyberbully, or you know, yeah, me showing a bully an anti-bullying poster.
So,
In other news, I actually started working today.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
that was pretty pog.
I
Yeah.
was working at the Home Depot.
I don't know. I just started today.
How was your first day at Home Depot?
It was pretty nice.
Hey, wait, no, tell the story.
What?
Tell the story.
What story?
The story.
About the guy?
Yeah.
Oh. You know, my day was going pretty well, you know, as it does. And we were approaching the last 15 minutes of my shift. And I got a taste of what customer service is like. A good dosage, really. This guy, he came up to me. He was like, hey man, can you help me put this thing on my cart? Or are you busy? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. And so he takes off. And you know, as I'm a Met guy, so my job really isn't customer service. I'm really just supposed to redirect, or if I can assist, it has to be in like 2 minutes or less. And so I redirect him. I'm like, sir, can't help you, man. I'm busy. And so he takes off. Then he comes back a little bit later, like, I don't know, 20 seconds later, and he's like, ooh, really, you really said that. You really said that to me. And so he just gives me a whole speech on how you shouldn't tell a customer that you're busy, even though he asked if I'm busy.
What? Hey, are you busy?
And,
yes. What the fuck did you just say? I said I'm busy, sir. I can't help you.
So like I'm like, okay, I guess. I mean, I can't really do anything about this. Just gotta deal with his talk. And after he left, my supervisor was like, hey, don't worry about that guy. But you know, and then he just gave me how it should have been talked to about customer service and our job in customer service. But yeah, that was in like the last 15 minutes after a good day, and I was like, wow.
Wow.
Guy really just, like, and he got really close too. Like, he was like approaching my face. It was really uncomfortable.
Yeah. How dare you deny him service for the customer?
He was like, you never tell a customer you're busy. If you're busy, you should just go find somebody else for me. And I was like, all right.
That's more work.
That's
I basically just did like the little like soft voice, kind of scared boy thing. Like, all right, okay, all right, please leave.
No, Damien, they smell fear. You shouldn't do that, man.
It wasn't fear. It was just like a go away tactic. Please, I'm trying to be as nice as possible here.
Yeah. That's the sucky thing about work, though, is that, like, you just have to listen to them.
Yeah.
But this was
And
all
one thing I
allegedly.
will like kind of
Allegedly.
criticize Home Depot on is that when you wear orange, that literally puts like a big red target on your back. And instead of giving like the Met team a different color of like polo, they're like, well, let's just give the Met team orange as well. I get that it's like the main color for Home Depot, but like the Met team, we're timed to do stuff. We're like, we don't really have time to deal with customers. And so instead of, making like black or something, they're like, it'll be fine. It's not fine. I'd like 10 people come up to me and ask me if I know where something is today.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But overall, I enjoy it. It's a fun job.
Mm.
I'm sitting here thinking we could probably be fired for talking about work.
How?
It's not like I'm revealing any company secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
We're just, like, and you're not even bad mouthing it. You're saying, yeah, I had fun. Like, oh, dare these fucking rascals having fun.
Actually, working there is super fun.
Yeah.
Guys, your boss is not watching.
We know it's actually fun to work there.
Michael, I swear, I'm not gonna tell your boss. You can actually tell me.
See, what's funny is that if Michael's boss was watching, it wouldn't matter to me, and vice versa. If my boss was watching, it wouldn't matter to me.
No, I'm talking about the head boss, the boss,
Yeah.
the CEO
Yeah.
of Home Depot.
You see, the thing about that is, like, if I get called to the CEO's office just to get fired, I think I would feel honored still.
Yeah.
It's been an honor, sir. Get out of my office.
Oh, by the way, the other guy who works in lot with me,
Uh,
he plays on Rocket League pretty often.
oh, right.
Yeah, and like I've been meaning to like tell you guys the username.
Yeah,
You
tell
did.
him the new. Tell him.
You told us his username.
I did?
Yeah, it was something weird.
Oh yeah, Sus-Titty69.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't remember.
What a cool name.
It's a pretty good name, I guess. I guess you could say that.
Yeah, it's
No.
really crazy.
Yeah, you could say that.
I am saying that.
You could.
I kind of wish I would have came up with it, but I didn't.
I don't. I don't want that to be my name. No offense to having the name, but just personally, it's not my kind of name.
Yeah, I understand, but it's my kind of name.
I see.
Yeah.
Hopefully this isn't so laggy, so they can actually see the GIF. Cause I have a GIF this time for the podcast.
What, that'll just play over and over again?
Yeah, that's what a GIF does.
Yeah. And I mean, like on the recording when it's out, it'll just play a GIF.
Yeah. It's just a GIF.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's great. Wait, how do you get GIFs to work?
but I'm recording a GIF.
I tried to put like a GIF in editing, and it didn't work. It just stopped.
Mm.
Yeah, I was kind of sad.
I like bagels.
Do you know if there's a way to
You know,
loop
somebody
videos?
else like bagels in your dating app, and you didn't say anything back.
Well, they never said that. They just said what and then laughed.
That's a positive response to bagels.
It is a positive response.
That'll probably be the only person that says what, haha, to your bagels.
No, I feel like that's a very normal response to when someone says bagels to you when you don't know who this person is. Like,
Never
honest.
again.
And also, you probably shouldn't be like really like like strict. Like they need ties. They need to reply Obama whenever you say bagel. Like, probably keep your mind open too.
Like, I thought I had high standards, but you just set the bar, man.
What are you doing?
I'm rocking in my chair.
I see.
Hello?
Hello.
Wow!
What?
You guys are still here.
Yeah, we didn't go anywhere.
That
I'm trying to
amazes
think
me.
of a topic, Michael.
I'm trying to think of something too, and also I was interrupted.
Twitter.
What about
I could talk about my Twitter experience.
it? I could talk about that as well.
Actually, Obama.
No,
All right, Travis, talk about your Twitter experience.
that's wait a second. So maybe talk about yours, Damien.
Oh. Hentai. And sometimes YouTubers. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's mostly actually positive. You know, I've heard bad things about Twitter, but mine's pretty positive experience.
Yeah.
I don't go on often, but when I do, it's a positive experience every time.
Well, there's other times whenever I just like something's like news is happening, or like not like with like a creator of that like they're doing something or they haven't uploaded in a while. Usually I check out their Twitter to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Like, if someone were to see my Twitter, they'd probably be highly disturbed, actually. But, you know, I'm not disturbed, and it's always an experience.
Yeah.
What's your Twitter experience like?
Hentai. Or just normal, like just good art,
Yeah. I also get the occasional good art.
Yeah, and then like Donkey and Charlie, and the one composer for why am I blanking on name? Jet Set Radio. No.
Okay.
Jet Set Radio, video game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
The composer of music for that, who talks about how Big Chungus would beat Elon in a fight.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like, what the funniest part is that it's like some old Japanese dude as well. Because, okay, I don't know actually how old he is. I do think he is like an older person, but like, I think if he was around, like because the game came out in like the early 2000s on the GameCube.
That's yeah.
And it's been, like about 20 years since the GameCube came out.
Yeah.
So that'd make him pretty old.
Unless he was born when the GameCube came out. That
What's a
would
GameCube?
And then proceeded to write music a year later.
young talent.
Also,
What can
Michael,
I
to
say?
answer your question, it's a cube that games.
Mm.
Wait, Michael, you didn't know what the GameCube was?
No, I did.
Okay, good.
Dogecoin went down to 48 cents.
Mm. Why does all other console naming sucks besides Nintendo?
I kind of like PlayStation.
No,
Yeah.
no, naming. Just naming in general. Like,
Oh,
like that, like for each title, not like the name itself, just like how each title goes. Like PlayStation's all right, but that's just like average. Like yeah, it just goes up. Like 1, 2, 3, and then like Xbox jumps from like just Xbox to 360. Then they go back to 1, despite there already being the first Xbox. And then there's the 1S. Then there's the new one, which I don't even know the name because I don't care about Xbox.
Xbox Series X.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. And it would be pretty
Well,
it would be
now. Well, hold on. Now, before you just clearly see, there's the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now that makes sense. It's the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, then you have Super Nintendo Entertainment System because it's better than the first one, so it's stronger. It's like it ate green beans. It's now got some muscles. It's got a backbone. It's the Super NES, and then this NES. N64, this like 64 Marios. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? There's Mario everywhere. Nintendo 64, there's 64 of them. And then the GameCube. They decided, what if we turn video games into a cube? And now it's a cube. But then it's like, no, we play video games. Okay, now flipped upside down. Now we hate me because me is you and you is we and we all of us together are we. See, and then the Wii U is garbage and a stupid naming system. It sucks. But then they switch it up with the Nintendo Switch. Now you see what I did there?
But at the end of the day, it's all Nintendo. It all has Nintendo in the name.
No.
Nintendo peanut butter.
Yeah, Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Wii U.
Not the Virtual
Nintendo
Boy.
Switch.
It was just called
Nintendo
the
Nintendo
Obama.
Virtual Boy.
It was just called the Virtual Boy.
Nintendo Virtual Boy.
It was just called the Virtual Boy.
The Nintendo Game Boy.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's called Nintendo Game Boy.
That doesn't flow well.
Yeah, neither does the Nintendo Game Boy Advance Micro.
Nintendo cheese.
Or is it Micro? Or yeah, Nintendo Micro Game Boy Advance. Huh.
But then you have the Nintendo Atari.
Wait.
My favorite classic. Nintendo Atari. Man, I like this GIF. This is a pretty good GIF.
I don't even know the GIF.
I sent it. It's the Binding of Isaac one. He's got some shoes on. He's walking. He's walking there. Did you know that games has some pretty interesting lore?
The Binding of Isaac?
Yeah. Did
No,
you
I've
know?
never played it.
Did you know Isaac's actually fucking dead?
I did know that.
Wait, you did, but you didn't even play the game, and you knew that he's dead.
Yeah.
How'd he die?
Someone told me a long time ago.
How'd he die?
I don't know. Abusive parents or something?
No, he locked himself in a chest and suffocated. And then his mom never found him until he was a pile of bones. And then you get to unlock and play as the bones. And be a bone man with bone hearts. And a bone family. And a bone society with a bone universe. And a man.
This is getting freaking intense.
I'm sad that our bone society was destroyed in the massacre of Michael's PC.
Wait.
We were talking about building a bone farm to get bones.
Oh
in the
yeah,
forest.
yeah.
But then it got destroyed. I guess some people aren't willing to change.
God, I like barbecued ribs.
The barbecue
I do as well.
boys. Yeah.
They're pretty good. My dad makes them really good.
Yeah, they're pretty good, I guess. I guess.
Oh, Travis.
Mhm.
So me and my mom, right?
Mhm.
We like sold my van, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't have the key fob, but the guy took the van anyways. My mom lied to him saying that there was no key fob. Anyways, so this guy, he locks the van, and then he goes to unlock it and sets the alarm off because there's no key fob. And so my mom was like, "Here, take the owner's manual to him so he can try to fix it." I was like, "Okay." I get there, and my dad's there because they're friends, and he asked for help to fix it from my dad.
That's funny.
It is pretty
Good
funny.
story, Michael.
That was a good story. I don't know why Damien wasn't included. Like you just said me, not Damien. You know.
Well, because I told him earlier.
Yeah,
Oh,
he did.
Well, now I feel left out.
Well, it worked at the Home Depot.
You think I can get a job at Home Depot?
You can when you're 18.
Oh no. Okay.
You good, Michael?
So I swallowed my gum. Instead of going up, it went back down.
Classic gum.
Michael, after eating that gum, you've been liking that one sad cat, and then I just found that one. I'm like, that reminds me of Damien's sad cat. Peter. Oh, I watched a movie recently that's pretty good.
What movie was that?
The Mitchells versus Machines.
I hate that movie.
The what?
The Mitchells versus Machines, or the Machines.
What was it about?
A family that fucking sucks, having to survive and save everyone in a robot apocalypse overtaking the whole entire world.
Yikes!
It's really fucking funny. Fucking love the robots.
Wow, you're on the robot side, huh?
Hey, there's good robots, and they're just as funny as the normal robots, but they're all just funny.
Wow.
I also watched a movie recently.
Wow, tell me about it.
I watched Bumblebee because I wanted to watch it. It was pretty alright.
What'd you watch it on?
You know, the Transformers movies, you know, the series, but it was pretty good. Gave me some good insight.
On Transformers?
No, on Bumblebee's past.
Oh.
Yeah.
Michael, what are you doing? Can you stop, like, throwing me into the zipper
What are you
land?
talking about?
You're throwing me into Zipperland.
I'm trying to set up my charger.
It sounds like you're like unzipping and zipping something.
No, you're hearing the leather of my new chair.
Can you stop?
Hang on.
Why is your chair so loud?
Because it's made out of leather.
Sound like you're constantly farting.
Yeah, when I'm like
I
I'm like
am.
rubbing myself all over and like moving my chair around, and it's just the sound of like of something moving.
I also got a new chair in my room, though. Speaking of that,
I also have a new chair. I mean, you guys already is like older than yours. My chair's older than yours. It can go drinking.
okay.
Oh,
I mean, it's not a computer chair.
oh, get fucked. Mine's
Yeah.
a gaming chair. Ooh, I'm a gamer.
Mine's a soft chair that you sit on.
Mine's a recliner.
Why are you giving me graphic specs? I give 0 fucks. I'm trying to look at some shit for like articles, and literally like 2 articles in a row. It's like Red Dead Redemption 2 is almost photorealistic with 8K ray tracing, and then right below it, Zelda Breath of the Wild 8K via Simu with Resage ray tracing effects is a dream come true. Breath of the Wild looks good anyways. I don't care. I don't need to be 8K.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what they were going for, since it was, on the Switch and everything. It already looks good on the Switch. Doesn't need a boost.
Yeah. And also you need to, emulate it and then, either pull a copy off of your own game onto your computer, which is the legal version, or B, illegally download it.
Yeah.
Okay, my cat's on the phone now. She's talking to Johnny Silverhand.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, speaking of which, I still need to beat like the other 2 stories in Cyberpunk.
Oh.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome. I've been
I
playing.
guess I should actually thank your cat.
The what?
I guess I should actually thank your cat.
Yeah, you should thank her even though she's a crackhead. She's fucking weird. I'm holding her up in the air and she doesn't even care right now. Like, she will clean herself while I'm holding her up with one arm before trying to get down. I've been playing a lot of Persona 4 recently, and it's kind of made me realize how much I hate grinding in video games when it's done very poorly.
Yeah.
For like the last 2 bosses, they were extra super duper hard. Not just because of the fact that I was on hard mode, but also because I was just under-leveled. But like, it's so stupid and ruined the flow of the game so badly. Like, for one deadline for doing like this dungeon, it took me like an hour or 2, right, to do it. But doing social links and everything like that, right? You know what's the rest of the time I spent playing that game, what I was doing? Sitting in
Grinding?
just sitting in a dungeon grinding. Out of the 24 hours I have, like 8 hours plus, because like I just know because pretty much I know I have confirmed 8 hours of just grinding because I watched Joel play Desert Bus like the entire stream, which I think I described that to you, but I don't know if you guys read what Desert Bus is. Do you guys know what Desert
About
Bus?
a bus in the desert.
Yeah, for 8 hours, and if you stop or run off the road, you have to get towed all the way back and start over again. So you can't stop to go to the bathroom or go get some food. Whatever you have with you is what you're gonna have to deal with. And he's
I
completed
actually,
what?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, he's beaten Desert Bus 4 times technically, because he beat the
Is it
original.
that fun of a game?
No, it's fucking terrible. Technically, he only beat it 3 times, but one was like 30 minutes off, and then he failed. But okay, so practically, it's originally on like a meme game from like I don't know, like from like the 90s on like the Sega Genesis. Pretty much like these guys were like everyone was like complaining about like video games and like simulator games of like not making like they like more realistic, so they're like, okay, we're gonna make a bunch of simulator games, and one of them was Desert Bus, a simulator game of being a bus driver driving to two like San freaking like somewhere wherever the fuck that is in the desert for 8 hours. And yeah, so he beat that one, and then for a charity incentive, he had played Desert Bus 2, which is free on Steam, by the way. If you want to give it a try, you can. So yeah, and then he did 7 hours and 30 minutes of that, and then was messing around with his phone and listening to the DuckTales theme song, and then didn't see that he drove off the side of the road and started getting towed all the way back. And then the next day after that, he just did the 8-hour stream again. So he spent about, like 16 hours within a week just driving a bus on a straight desert road with nothing.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's real rough.
And then the hardest one is that he did with Simple Flips. He did Desert Bus in Mario 64, where it's 8-hour walk all the way across the desert, right? Except for the fact is that since you're in the desert and you're standing on the pavement, it's quite hot, so you have to keep jumping in order not to get burned and die. Also, if you try to cheat your way and doing glitches to speed through, you will start taking damage for it.
Huh.
So yeah, 8 hours of jumping in Mario 64. So yeah, Desert Bus is pretty fun, you could say.
It doesn't sound fun at all.
Come on, you should join me.
No, I'm good.
Come on, just like free up 8 hours and, go on a bus ride.
I'm good.
Too soon. Come on. You don't want to go?
Look, man, I just don't want to drive a bus.
But come on.
I like driving buses.
Yeah, Michael, let's do it.
What are we doing?
Driving a bus for 8 hours in the desert.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it's free on Steam.
Is it actually a thing?
Yes. There's like
Oh.
I just explained 3 different versions of it.
Well, were you not listening?
Yeah, I talked about the one on the Sega Genesis, the one on Steam, and the one that was made into Mario where you have to keep jumping for 8 hours.
Hey, what's Death Note?
An anime.
Never mind.
Anime.
I'm an idiot.
He writes in a book and then they die. And then they're trying to figure out who the murderer is, and it's him. But nobody knows that. Except for the murderer. And his murdering friend, Murder Jim. That's his name.
Speaking of grinding games, I've recently also completed a grindy game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, World of Final Fantasy. I don't understand how I had the patience for that when I was younger, because playing it now, that game is the most grindy game I've ever played. It'll make you go through like freaking at least an hour part every time of just grinding, and every like 15 steps It's not random encounter. Every 15 steps, you will encounter an enemy. And these dungeons aren't small; they're big. And when every 15 steps you're running into something, it takes a long time to get through something that should only be 20 minutes.
Now you see, you would not like SMT3 Nocturne.
I probably wouldn't. I don't really like games that make you grind.
It doesn't make you grind. It's just that, like, there is some grinding. There's some other annoyances, but like, practically, like, you walk around in big dungeons, and you like you said, every 15 steps you encounter enemies.
Yeah.
Also, the game is just really mean. For example, one of the first bosses that make sure he's always at high evasion and like accuracy, so he will always hit you and you will always miss him. If you try debuffing him, he'll buff himself again. So yeah, he's just kind of bullshit. Yeah, I think the most grindiest thing I've ever done in a game was in Fire Emblem Three Houses, which isn't a grindy game, unless you're grinding support conversations. Because Jesus Christ, that's terrible. I've spent like days, like pretty much, when I get all the cast of characters I want, and then I support grind them from rank C all the way to A, right? It takes about like 4 to 5 days of just straight grinding. To like the point of like where like after I'm done, it doesn't even feel real anymore. That like I completed all like the support conversations. It's like that's all I'm doing. I'm literally sitting there pressing A, going down to the bottom, ending my turn, and then waiting for the enemies to attack. And then it's my turn again. I sit there, end the turn, and it gets even more annoying when I'm support grinding with weaker characters, because I also have to make sure they live, so it makes even more time of grinding of just healing characters. And making sure they live, so they can talk to each other and become friends.
Huh.
Yeah. It's quite annoying.
Okay. Alright, I don't mean to bring in my freaking game that keeps me from dying on the podcast, but something happened that actually made me want to discuss this. I don't get why people like get irritated when they like lose something that's just supposed to be a simple game or something, you know? Like they'll just go off on people or on their teammates or whatever because they lost something that's supposed to be casual or just a game for fun, not something serious, not something that's a huge deal or anything. Like when I lose a game, getting mad is not the first emotion that happens.
No. I'm usually like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't get the rage. I really don't. Maybe if it was something like big, like freaking an esports tournament or something, but even then, I feel like you should just learn.
Yeah, you shouldn't take it out on other people either.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, raging even during then, it's just bad sportsmanship.
Yeah.
I can, like, it is more understandable. And, like, because I have seen a lot of, like, rage stuff of, like, people just getting mad, which is understandable and everything. Except for one. If it harms other people, then, like, no. Because there's one of them where a guy fucking threw water at, like, someone who was, like, they weren't, like, basically, like, one of the, like, the people who are just, like, making sure the place stays clean and everything.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, man? Now you just got banned, you idiots.
I feel like if it is, like, a tournament or something, I feel like a level of professionalism is involved with that, where you just should, like, internalize that anger.
Yeah. But like I said, it is understandable.
Yeah.
If you do it all the time, then like that's unprofessional. But if there's just sometimes, then yeah. Especially when you're facing off other people who are just very annoying. Because, like, my friend in Smash fighting his fucking King Dedede is garbage. It's annoying, and it sucks. Literally, I don't know why. King Dedede isn't even that good, but for some reason, his hits, like, always decide, I'm going to land. Even if you try dodging it, my hitboxes are huge, and I kill you, and I don't die. And he's annoying. Even though, like, he's better with Rob, and I'd rather fight his Rob. Even though Rob is more overpowered, like, he's better. Like, Rob is freaking broken. But he's just more fun to fight. Because when I lose, it doesn't seem like bullshit, despite Rob technically being more bullshit than King Dedede.
How do you feel about rage, Michael? You seem to be pretty adept with it.
Depends on the game. If I'm playing a story-based game and I lose like a couple of times, it's like, oh, okay.
I feel
I'll
like
try this again
normal
with a different approach. But when it comes to esports, I rage almost immediately sometimes.
Actually, I feel like I rage more with like single player games more. And not like I don't like actually rage, but I get more mad. Mostly just because the type of games I play. You'd probably understand. Pretty much, it's mostly with Persona 4s where I've been having like issues of annoying things happening. Like for example, like in the second boss fight in Persona 4, Shadow Kanji, like I had a plan, right? I was gonna execute it. I miss literally every important part of my plan, and everything just goes wrong. Like the worst possible scenario, I miss. The enemy gets a crit. They also like basically get rid of their resistances because they're weak to things. But then they'll just like, oh, I'm gonna use Ice Wall and Red Wall. Now I don't have that weakness. And they literally did every single possible thing that could have gone wrong and did it. Also, that boss fight is bullshit because despite the fact that I have no poison, he can still poison you.
I mainly get mad in like single player games or anything when I know like I could do better and I probably could have won or something, but I'm not winning.
Yeah. I don't really feel that. I feel more motivated doing that than like angry. Or that I should take a break and calm down. Usually like it's mostly JRPGs that I get like mad at because most of the time they're just like there is like strategy involved, but the problem is I have very narrow-sighted strategies sometimes, and it doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
Like Fire Emblem's a really hard game for me because I just can't predict. Like, I think the biggest thing that you need to learn in Fire Emblem is predicting the enemy's turn instead of setting up for your turns. Because most of the time I set up good turns and I don't even predict the enemy's movement and what they're gonna do, and then I screw up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, well the enemy, I forgot they can just do fucking that. Which is why I do like Fire Emblem Three Houses, because it does tell you who they're going to attack and how much damage they are gonna do to them. And also, you can do pretty fun things. For example, doing like 60 damage to like one of the hardest bosses to kill in the game, and one-shot him. Okay, well, I think it's been going on for an hour now, so I'm gonna end the podcast now.
No!
Okay.
Okay, you have something to say then, Michael?
Ocean Monument.
What about it?
That's all I have to say.
Okay, well that was this week's podcast. Another bad one. We should probably get topics.
Yeah, we'll get topics by next week.
Yeah. Michael, build a desk too.
Yeah.
Like topics suck
What-
and audio sucks.
How, you want me to build a desk?
Michael, I can literally give you a cardboard box.
Yeah.
That would work. It may have a few stab holes in it. From pens, scissors, swords, knives. That's about it, yeah. But don't pay
Yeah,
much.
I'll build a desk.
Also, forks. Forks too. It's been stabbed by forks. I've improved my stabbing a lot with this. I've probably doubled the amount of times this box has been stabbed. Since the last time I counted it. But okay, so yeah, that's the end of this podcast.